Howdy, David here. SDMLguitar.com is the website for guitar instruction, and this is accompanying a public lesson. So I'm just going to refer to the. I'm pointing this way because that's where the laptop is with the lesson. So anyway, I'm going to refer to what's written in the online lesson, and we're just going to quickly run through that. So the very first thing is dexterity. We're going to look at a dexterity drill. This is a super basic exercise. You're just going from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. We'll just leave it at that. There's other ways to approach this. If you've done this before, you can use this as just a chance to warm up nicely. And you can also focus on your picking over here. For example, you can do this exercise with all down strokes, or you can do all upstrokes, and of course you can take it from there. But if you're new to this, the idea is just to be as close to that fret as possible. And notice I'm picking up the other fingers to make sure that that each of these fingers lands where it needs to land. The idea is not to go fast and get sloppy. Notice the sloppy placement here. We want those where they need to be so that the notes ring clearly with minimal effort. So it'll be more effort initially if you're not used to getting your finger in place, because you'll have to stop and think about that. But as you get comfortable with that, it'll be much, much easier to do. Won't require pressing nearly as hard. So at any rate, pause the video for just a moment and run through this, and you can run from string to string, work on the picking and so forth. So quick pause, click, and then we're back. The next thing is a rhythm drill, and all I want to do on this one is just take a basic strum pattern. Now, some of you have been playing a while, and some of you are brand new, so I'm just going to do a super simple strum pattern, and I'm tapping my foot over here, so hopefully you can hear that fine. And I'm just going to go da 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 da, and I just want you to match that pattern and play it with me. Okay, now if you can do this, and this is something that's simple for you, you've been playing a while, whatever, then I want you to add a couple of items to this. The first thing is just to vocalize what you're doing. Da, 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 da. Any kind of syllable will do. And then the next thing, and there's several more layers, but we're not going to get into all that now, is then just voice the mechanics of how you're strumming it. For example, here, I'm going down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. So the ability to say that as you're playing it is what we're after. And then, of course, we have several more layers above that of difficulty, degrees of difficulty. But that should do for now. You can do this with any strum pattern, so if you're more advanced, have done this sort of thing for a while, pick a different strum pattern and then again voice it just with whatever syllables you want to use, and then also voice mechanically what you're doing as well. All right, the next thing that's on there would be the scale component. We're not going to run through that because if you have been playing for a while, you likely know multiple scales. If you have not been playing, you likely know none at all. So we're just going to skip over this one. On the article lesson, it just says to play through whatever scales that you know. So this is a good time to pause it. Take just 2 minutes is all it really takes, and play through whatever scales that you know, with a focus on downstrokes and upstrokes if you're using a pick, or a thumb and fingers if you were, or even multiple fingers if you're not using a pick. The next thing on our list, our chord. Yes, yeah, I think that's the next thing I put on here. Yes, just our basic chord thing. Now the chords that we'll run through are very standard, just your basic open position chords. So we're going to start with C. So I'm just going to strum through this, and of course, if you're more advanced, there are multiple ways to do these. You can do them as bar chords and so forth. So we're just going to strum through chords. Here's our C. If you don't know, then A. If you don't know any chords yet, that's quite all right. You'll learn these if you come to lessons. G. Now let's go to E. And you can, of course, skip this section. If you don't know chords, that's fine. D. Then straight to the D minor. A minor. And then right into the E minor. And let's go ahead and do our sevens as well. So let's do A7, B7, right to C7, D7. Now notice again, these are all open position. E7, G7, A minor 7, B minor 7, open position again, D minor 7, and E minor 7. Okay? So, now, if you've been playing a while but you don't know all of those open, but if you've been doing the B minor 7 this way, for example, or D minor 7 this way, those are fine, but we're looking at open positions. So we want to make sure we've got all those open positions as well. Okay, so the next thing on here is, I believe I had technique, would be our next component that we're looking at. And we're going to look at some, just a real super simple basic picking pattern. So on this one, I'm going to first demonstrate it with a pick, and then I'll demonstrate it with fingers. Often referred to this as a standard outside-inside pattern, which is to say I'm going, in this particular case, it's going to be 4 strings, so I'm going to hit the outside strings and then the inside strings. So outside, inside. I'm going to hold a C chord when I'm doing this, but you can hold any chord or no chord at all. And I'm simply going to hit 5 to 2. Now remember, strings are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm hitting 5, 2, the outsides, and then the inside, 4 and 3. So outside, inside, outside, inside, or 5, 2, 4, 3, 5, 2, 4, 3. Now once you've got this, there's all manner of things you can do with this. Or of course you can do it with your fingers, and in this case, I'll use one finger and thumb. Okay, so if you're brand new to this, this will be an easier way to do this than trying to line up different fingers. So just thumb, finger, thumb, finger. So 5, 2, and then 4 and 3. Thumb, finger, finger. And you can do that at any speed you want. If you're brand new to it, take it real slow. If you're more advanced, then you can start with that. You can cycle through a multiple, whatever chord sequence that you want to apply that to. Or you can add little embellishments like I just did on the chord. So that'll get you started on the concept of fingerstyle guitar, where you're using your fingers to play patterns and whatnot. So that's going to be it for the video. We have a lot of sort of play-along videos where we're taking simple songs and strumming through, so that you're not trying to listen to it on off of CD or Spotify or YouTube or whatever you're using to listen to music. Often it's difficult in the early stages to make out exactly what the guitar is doing, so we have plenty of play-along videos on the SDML website, which again is www.sdml, S as in Skinny Devil Music Lab, sdmlguitar.com. It's also in the a link I'll have in the description on the video, as well as on the lesson page, where you will find several songs. So I've charted out several songs for you there as well, from a couple sort of moving up from a simpler song into more difficult songs that include bar chords. So there's Hurt, the Johnny Cash version of Hurt. There's I'm Yours by Jason Mraz. There are 2 versions of that. There's one with the capo, so that you can use open chords if you don't know your bar chords yet, chord version, and then Rainbow Connection by Kermit the Frog. Rainbow Connection's going to be a little more challenging. It's a simplified chart. There are some additional chords that you could sneak in there as well that we can certainly do at a later date. But that'll give you a couple cool songs to work on as well. So again, if you have any questions, if you want lessons, you can contact me directly or visit the website sdmlguitar.com. And that will have information not only on me as an instructor, but the other SDML instructors, Paulie Felice, JD Wright, and locations and group classes and private lessons and all the different options, live in person, Zoom, for virtual lessons, pre-recorded options as well as live options, and so forth and so on. So enjoy and let us know if you need anything else. Have a good one.